Let's move on and hear about the Rail Baltica delivery in Latvia. This will be presented by Gusts Ašmanis, Head of Infrastructure Management Department at Eiropas dzelzceļa līnijas.
I joined the Rail Baltica project as part of the team that won the competitive tender for the design and build for the Riga Central Station project. And now we are designing and building for the last few years the central station in Riga. My role in the project is design and quality manager, so I was in charge of getting the design fully completed, coordinated and approved for the Riga Central Station and the embankments next to it, as well as the bridge over Daugava River. And now I'm in charge of quality control and compliance with the design during the construction period. For the construction, you can see currently behind me the installation of the feet of the arch of the station, which will be the support structure for the roof and the highest point of the station that will be built in the next coming weeks. So we are starting a new construction phase in the project because we are starting the construction of the bridge over the Daugava River, which is the river going through Riga, and which is a 1.3 kilometer long railway bridge that will be used for Rail Baltica operation.
I'm Chief of Syntagma Foreign Project Office, and I'm the branch manager of our activities here in Latvia. Latvia was an opportunity that was born in 2017 when our partners in the joint venture prospective invited us into the Rail Baltica railway station at Riga Airport tender. After this first project and considering the positive result of it, we decided to remain and invest again in Latvia. We are now leading company into two other projects here. The new Rail Baltica intermodal freight terminal in Salaspils and the new infrastructure maintenance facility in Skulten in Jēkabpils. We are proud that in Jēkabpils we completed the first design, allowing our client to start the first Rail Baltica main line works outside the Riga city. Rail Baltica railway station at Riga is a huge project, divided into several stages. In this moment, one of the hardest ones, the relocation of several utilities network and roads here in Riga area, is quite completed. Also, the foundation pile and pile cap are already done, and soon the two new viaducts before and after the railway station will be realized, allowing the project to be another step closer to the completion.
Hello, my name is Gusts Ašmanis. I'm Director of Infrastructure Management Department at Eiropas dzelzceļa līnijas, or as we locally call ourselves, EDZL. We are national implementing body of Rail Baltica project in Latvia, and we are also interim infrastructure manager of Rail Baltica railway section in Latvia. Today, I will inform you about our activities on which we are focusing and how we are progressing on those activities. Therefore, let me start with a map. It will give an overview of infrastructure we are developing. We are in the middle of Baltics, and that explains that it's also middle section of Rail Baltica railway line. And in this section, we are developing main line of the railway, in this case, railway tracks, as other components like electrification and signaling will be developed by joint venture AB Rail. And we also develop local facilities like passenger stations, both international and regional stations, freight terminals, infrastructure maintenance facilities, rolling stock depot, and also operational control center. And let me give super brief overview about our progress in those activities. This slide says itself that we are progressing very well in all activities. Of course, we are in different stages in each of them. The most further development and progress is in our activities regarding stations. International stations are on constructing phase, and this is obviously because we started much earlier this activity than other activities due to their complexity. But actually, other activities are also gaining speed and progressing very well. We are on design stage in many of those activities, starting from regional stations, followed by freight terminals and others, like infrastructure maintenance facilities. And few activities are on our pipeline. We hope we will be able to announce soon procurement regarding those works, like development of rolling stock maintenance depot and design for it, like design for cargo terminal near to Riga International Airport. In addition, as I said, we are responsible for infrastructure management functions until the final infrastructure manager will be appointed. Therefore, what we are doing right now, we develop infrastructure management model and also work together with our colleagues in Baltics and with joint venture RB Rail in order to prepare a readiness plan for infrastructure management functions. Let me switch now to the details in our main activities from that list which I mentioned. And let me start first of all with Riga International and Central Station, Riga Central Station, or hub also called. This is important for many reasons, but let me start with this slide, not with these pictures which you saw already in the video. In this slide, I want to emphasize the importance of partnership in this activity and in development of infrastructure. In this activity, we work together with many international partners from different countries, starting from design and followed by construction works and supervision of construction, and this is also involvement of our local partners. Therefore, it is important synergy between partners from different countries. In addition, I have to mention the importance of Riga Central Station for the industry, for the transport industry. This project is brownfield. It means that the station is there, is operating, and we are developing additional infrastructure and we will reconstruct some existing infrastructure elements. But what we will bring with Rail Baltica is additional passengers, and we are not developing only European standard gauge and connection to Europe through that. We are developing new connectivity with regional bus, as bus terminal also will be located there. That means that Riga Central Station in the future will definitely be the biggest passenger hub in Baltic states. We still discuss with colleagues what could be the number of passengers, and it depends how we will be able to use the capacity. If we will use maximum capacity, then we can achieve more than 40 million passengers per year in this station. It means a huge number and significance, and it's also significant connectivity point for whole region and for local community, because new connections will be available by train, new connections will be available by bus, and this will be significant improvement from existing situation. Therefore, it is a super important activity for us and for the whole project and for transport industry. Now you can see a few pictures from construction works, and this is also additional message that this station will bring, and actually already is changing landscape, and this is therefore important also for local area, for Riga city, and will improve not only the station but whole surrounding area. Now let me switch to Riga International Airport Station. Here, another example of partnership. In this case, different partners, but the same message that involvement of different partners from different countries is important in order to complete this activity. And this station is important for the region and our local transport industry from different perspectives. This station will create service which we don't have yet here in Latvia and in regional perspective as well. Air-to-rail connection will be possible after construction works and start of operations. Such service is not available here, and this is what we aim to achieve. And although we don't have a service provider yet, our goal is to achieve in this case the service in which we provide full integrated air-to-rail service. That means that passenger together with the luggage will be able to check in station, and this is what we are focusing on. In addition, it also is a project where transport industry is getting benefits, and also landscape changes are significant. And here you can see in the pictures few examples of ongoing construction works. Let me continue a story about passenger stations. Now you can see the slide about the regional stations. This activity is on design stage, as I said, because it was started later, and actually this activity arrived later in the project as well. But despite that, we are progressing very well with this. We are on design stage. We aim to complete the design of regional stations during the next year. If not for all of them, then at least the most part of all regional stations in Latvia. And again, benefits from regional stations is that it will bring new connectivity. It will attract significant number of passengers for the Rail Baltica line, for the transport industry, for the public transport industry. It will create an opportunity to get much faster to regional points in Latvia, like Salacgrīva and Balska, than by any transport mode today. It will create opportunity to create better multimodal public transport with bus and rail connection. And we believe that in the long term it will also develop regions, and as history shows that urbanization processes are developing around station areas. Now let me switch from passenger stations to cargo terminals, and let me inform about Salaspils freight terminal. This is important terminal from many perspectives, but the most important is that it will provide multimodality for cargo deliveries. First of all, multimodality for road to rail, and then of course between two types of rail, starting from existing railway gauge and its connection with European standard gauge in this terminal. We will be able to handle cargoes in this terminal between these two types of railways, and also handle to road transport. And we aim to handle here containers, bulk cargo, as well as provide piggyback roller services. And this is important and significant improvement for the whole industry. And that's not all. Actually, in this area, we aim to develop additional services like container parking or container repairs, like warehouses. So many important services will be available here in this territory in the future, and this is what we are working on. And now let me switch to the infrastructure maintenance, and inform a bit about infrastructure maintenance facilities. Currently, we are working on both of them and completed design stage for one of them. We have building permit for infrastructure maintenance facility in Iecava, and we hope to get and complete design for infrastructure maintenance facility in Skulte quite soon. Why this activity is so important? First of all, for construction works. For construction works, it will be a base for construction materials. But then, after construction works will be completed, it will become for its main purpose, for infrastructure maintenance facility, where infrastructure maintenance materials, equipment, special rolling stock is located. Special rolling stock like fire and rescue train and others. And therefore we develop this area with respective functionality and respective premises for that functionality. And the last but not least slide from me is about infrastructure management. This is my direct responsibility in Rail Baltica project and in Latvia section. I have to admit that currently we don't have the final decisions yet about infrastructure management. However, I want to inform that our main goal regarding infrastructure management is to provide seamless connectivity for our future users in the railway, for the railway undertakings, for passengers and other infrastructure users. In order to achieve that, we have established an expert group, and we work closely together with our colleagues in Lithuania, in Estonia. We know that despite the decision about infrastructure management, we need to develop a model in which we provide non-discriminatory access for railway infrastructure, and therefore we work on common principles regarding traffic management, safety management, for access charging, for capacity allocations. And what we have done so far, we have developed operational readiness manual, and we did it together with colleagues I mentioned from Estonia and Lithuania, entities responsible for infrastructure management, as well as together with joint venture RB Rail. Why this manual is so important is, first of all, for infrastructure managers to understand what needs to be done in order to start operations from the first day when the construction works are completed. But then it's not only for infrastructure managers, it's also for stakeholders, in order for them to understand what needs to be done to raise their awareness about Rail Baltica project and what needs to be done in order to start operations. Because it's not only infrastructure managers who are involved with this activity list, it's a much wider list of stakeholders which need to take some activities or decisions regarding operations. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Gust. It's actually great to see you finish on the same idea that the Minister of Transport of Latvia mentioned, that operational readiness is actually key to the success of the overall project. So great to see that everyone is cooperating. We have received a few questions on Slido that are particularly addressed to Latvia, and we do have time to go through them all. Okay. So, in Latvia, construction of Rail Baltica is happening in Riga center, making the building sites easy to follow. What is next? I understand that what are the next visible construction works planned? Yeah,
thank you for the question. And let me start with activities I just mentioned. Infrastructure maintenance facilities in Iecava, this is outside Riga. is one of them where we have already building permit, and construction works will start as soon as we will sign the construction agreement. Then additional activities I have to mention is still in the center of Riga. Actually, the bridge over the Daugava River is ready and to launch construction works. It's already started, but not maybe visible yet. Will be visible. Construction works will be visible quite soon, somewhere in November or December.
All right, so STES Technologies Paul asks a question. Does Rail Baltica project include maintenance and washing of wagons in the Baltic region? So you mentioned Skulti.
Yeah, I will answer on that. Thank you for that question. Well, I have to mention our activity which was not included in my presentation. This is development of rolling stock maintenance depot. Actually, it was written in one sentence, but let me give more details. Currently, we are working on value engineering on that activity. We want to understand the better positioning of railway tracks in this location where we have decided that the depot should be there. And then, of course, this depot will progress more. We will start the design, and our vision is to provide some daily maintenance, like cleaning, washing, and maybe some repairs in that maintenance point.
Thank you. It's great that we can give a more complete picture of the works with these questions. So something that is not specifically addressed to Latvia, but you addressed this yourself, this air-rail connection. So will Riga be the only airport connected to Rail Baltica? What about Tallinn Airport as well as Kaunas Airport, offering smooth transfer opportunities? Maybe you can comment.
Well, maybe my colleagues also can comment in later presentations in details, but as we are focusing, is of course my main priority is focus on Riga International Airport, and as far as I know, other stations near to airports are not so close. Yeah, it's maybe our colleagues who could comment more about activities there. But we aim to develop a station which will be quite close, approximately from existing airport terminal. It's around 200 meters, but when the airport terminal will be developed, it will be more closer. So yeah, it will be actually as one hub. And that's what we are focusing on. To also, we work on governance model regarding service facility operations in the station in order to provide seamless service provision for passengers here. I mean, in Riga International Airport Station.
Yes, the level of integration between air and rail is unique in Riks. Connections to other airports would then be ensured by public transport, I guess, between the Rail Baltica line and Kaunas Airport and so on. But this level of integration, that's Riga Airport.
Riga Airport is the closest point if we look from infrastructure location where the station is close to the airport. And one additional thing is service provision, how we will develop the service. That's what I mentioned in my presentation. We don't have service providers yet, but our aim is to provide full integrated service, which means that passengers will be able to check in the station and also check in luggage. And this will require not only service provision in the Riga International Station, but in other stations as well, if possible.
All right, let's move on to the next question. So, to elaborate on the progress in different spheres of Rail Baltica implementation, how is the situation with land acquisition in Latvia?
Okay, I have to admit that I'm not involved in daily operations of land acquisition, but I can give you main figures from Latvia section. In totally, we have 1,700 properties involved regarding land acquisition. And from that number, we have completed land acquisition for 230 properties, and additional 600 are in progress of land acquisition.
Thank you.
So more than half is in progress.
That's already good. So, why did Latvia start construction from 2 stations in Riga and not on the main line?
Yes, this is a good question, and I tried to answer that already in my presentations. It's due to complexity of the works. It was decision that we should start with the development of station, and as I said, that's the reason why the progress there is further than in other activities, but actually we are pretty good in other activities. As I said, in many of them we are in the design stage. We are in a good position with regional stations and other facilities.
All right, one last one. So, what's the reason for a delay in signing mainline building contract in Latvia? A lot of done work locally, but no contract signed. Is it true that Latvia has no money?
I can inform about the process, and the main message is that procurement regarding construction works is completed. I mean, procurement procedure for construction works is completed, and we're looking forward to sign construction agreement as soon as it will be possible.
Thank you. You're free to go as well. Thank you for answering the questions. While I'm here,